Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Lee. Senator Klobuchar.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, Ranking Member Grassley, and congratulations to both of you for your nominations and for your incredible work. Judge Jackson, the last time that you were here in December 2012, then Representative Paul Ryan introduced you. You remember that?
I do.
Okay, saying our politics may differ, but my praise for her intellect, for her character, for her integrity is unequivocal. On March 23, 2013, you were confirmed by the Senate by voice vote and have since presided over many jury trials, bench trials, and written 562 opinions. What have you learned during your time as a district court judge that will inform your service as a judge on the D.C. Circuit?
Thank you, Senator. I've been very fortunate to work in a wonderful district with terrific colleagues, and what I've learned is a lot about agency practice. As has been previously mentioned, I did not do agency work in private practice or in my role as a federal public defender. And so I've learned a lot about how our government works in talking with my colleagues, and I'm looking forward to, if I'm confirmed, being in constant communication with other judges in looking at some of these very, very complicated issues concerning our government and its operation. I've learned the importance of having a collegial relationship with your colleagues on the bench, and I look forward to continuing that in my role as a circuit judge if I'm confirmed.
Very good. And over the course of your service as a judge, you've ruled both for and against the government, including in Center for Biological Diversity, that case where you be McClellan, where you rejected a challenge by groups opposing the previous administration's plan to build a wall along the southern border. How do you ensure that you impartially review the facts and law when approaching a case? And how will you apply those principles as a circuit court judge?
Well, Senator, I try to stick to the same methodology in my rulings. I try to focus, I do focus on the arguments, the facts and the law, the binding precedents of the Supreme Court and the circuit. And I very methodically work through an analysis of those issues, of those inputs in every case. And that helps me to not pay attention to who is involved, whether it's a government that is being run by one administration versus the other. I'm just focused on the arguments that are being made. And it's funny because my clerks sometimes they say, your opinions are all the same. Elementally, they all look the same. And I say, yes, exactly. That's the point. That's what I'm trying to do, to make sure that I'm treating everybody equally and I'm not paying attention to who's in the administration when I'm ruling on a case.
Very good. Thank you very much for that answer. Ms. Jackson-Akumi, again, congratulations to you. You spent many years working as an advocate for various clients in both criminal and civil cases with a breadth of experience. If you are confirmed to serve on the Seventh Circuit, which I very much hope you will be, you will have to impartially apply the law. Can you say more? And I know you talked a little bit about your experience, but could you talk about how you view the role of a judge and how it differs from that of an advocate? And do you have any reservations about being able to set aside your past advocacy when analyzing a case?
Thank you, Senator Klobuchar. As you indicated, I've had a variety of different roles throughout my career: civil litigator at large law firms, at a small law firm now where I'm a partner or smaller, federal public defender, law clerk to 2 federal judges. In each of those roles, I've had to get up to speed in a variety of new areas of law and represent different types of clients, corporations, nonprofit organizations, individuals, I have enjoyed the challenge and the variety, and that's what I fully expect to encounter on the circuit court if confirmed. So I believe that will be a transition that I'm up to, and I also am fully confident that I can apply the law neutrally and fairly as a circuit judge. As I indicated in one of my earlier answers, being an advocate requires you to work within the framework of existing law. You can't go off on your own. And so I'm prepared to work within the existing framework of Seventh Circuit precedent, Supreme Court precedent, in reaching reasoned decisions. And then finally, Senator, yes, I'm aware that the role of advocate and judge are so very different. As an advocate, your positions are essentially given to you because you must create, you're coming up with the best arguments for your client, the best positions within the framework of existing law to advocate what's best for your client. As a judge, you don't come from that perspective at all. You approach each case open-mindedly, with an open mind, and you listen to the arguments of both parties without a thumb on the scale. You do the research. I'm familiar with the Fourth Circuit, the collegial atmosphere. You talk with your colleagues, conference with your colleagues, and then you work through the law to get to a reasoned result. And it's not at all dictated by a position that you started with.
Okay, very good. And I think it's a good description as well when you look at someone who served as a public defender, and people may, of course, not agree with some of the things that clients that you may have represented or with crimes that were committed, but you have a job to represent them under the law. And I think it's that confusion of those issues that have sometimes led the Senate to not confirm some people. And I just see it as having been in the role of the prosecutor before, done a little bit on the public defender side, more pro bono, just seeing that we have to differentiate that, or we'll never have anyone in these jobs that has been an advocate for clients on the criminal defense side. And I guess I'd end with that area. Judge Jackson, you spent 2 years as an assistant special counsel on the U.S. Sentencing Commission, later vice chair and commissioner. How has that experience informed your approach as a district court judge for sentencing principles, and how will that inform your work as a circuit court judge?
Well, thank you, Senator. One thing that the assistant special counsel did was to work on the actual drafting